Hi guys to everyone, it's Ada from Poison Rock. Today I have the pleasure to have with me VAS from Hilltops Are for Dreamers. I want to ask you first of all, how is going? How are you?
Good. Thanks for having me here. I'm very good now in the UK, enjoying the British weather as always.
Uh,
But yeah, I think I am very excited because
yeah,
good music is on the way.
there is
Thanks
an
for the support.
upcoming release for the people because of course you've been active before, but we're gonna talk about here that in a minute because in the 16th of February, the tragedy of being human EP is gonna be released. So we are closer to that. So that's kind of a little bit of excitement, I think.
Yeah. That's correct. So on the 16th of February, we have a new EP coming out. It is
Yeah.
called, as you correctly said, The Tragedy of Being Human, and it's going to be released on digital and physical.
Oh,
So the
even
physical version,
physical. Okay.
yeah.
That's
So the
cool.
physical, thank you very much. The physical, which I might have here, probably I'm gonna bring one. The physical is gonna be like a limited edition, like a CD limited edition that looks like a vinyl, and
Okay.
it has some like lyrical content as well as the actual story of the album. So it is available via our website,
Like
Bandcamp website.
bank.
Uh, so thank you for the support in advance if you purchase it.
Right.
Pre-orders are available.
So you said that pre-orders on Bandcamp are now available for anyone. So even now we are talking, people can go and make the pre-order.
Yeah, guys, start running.
Yeah, which is like you said, a limited edition. I understand, right?
Yeah, it's like 100 copies. We've done it this way, so to see how that goes. I understand
Okay.
people that are more digital nowadays, they also support like vinyl. So I said, let's start with this limited edition because it's a three
Okay. To
song
see how
EP
it
anyway,
goes.
and see how that goes.
Yeah, but like I was speaking before with some, like the historical, I was speaking before with an historical singer of 90s, 80s rock bands, Cat and Boots, Joel Ellis. He basically printed out, like he took his tape and he printed out only physical copy, so CDs, because I said, wait, that music as a CD as should I bought because it's something that stick with you for a long time because look, I have like after 30 years I have my tapes yet. So
Yeah,
so I take his word. Sorry, Joel, if you're listening, you seen that? I'm taking his word to say CDs, they are things that are gonna last. So we're advertising usually is make at the end, but we make it now at the beginning. So let's say us. So people should buy the physical copy as well because if they are a fan, but as well they won't have it music because it doesn't matter if you're a fan or not. If you like the music, it's something that really is with you. And let's mean it. Sometimes it's beautiful, even drive the car and put an old CD and just listen music.
exactly.
It's the way I like
This
it.
is what I do. This is what I do.
Yeah,
I have
it
my
is.
CD case when I
Yeah,
drive.
me too, because my car can read only that. So
Yes, exactly.
it's
The
all
same.
car then. Yeah. But that's cool, but that's beautiful because yeah, you see, I have only old CDs in my car, like I don't know, a band from the 2000. So
Fair
people
deal.
buying CDs now, I can put new music. So it's good having the digital format for when you're I don't know home going around because maybe they don't have a CD player or something. But if you have, just get it the physical copy as well because you will have it even after 20 years. You will have it. So that's piece of work
Agreed.
for me. It's kind
Agreed,
of
man.
a painting. And like you said, there is
Yep.
the explanation of the album inside, then of the EP. So since we were speaking about that, so we are probably going back forward. So I want to ask you about the meaning, because of course, that like the title, the tragedy of being human. If I read the title, of course, it's a kind of sounds dramatic. So you see something that about a kind of being human being could be like let's say a sense of human being can be seen as a tragedy, like the human as some
That's a very nice question. I think it's more like a metaphor. So that gives
okay,
me the opportunity to talk about the artwork and how I got like inspired about writing this.
it's important.
So Can you give me 1 second to bring you
Of
the
course,
album
of
to show
course,
you?
of
It's
course, of
like,
course. And in the meantime, I'm gonna say just to the people that you, of course, are active since let's say 2018, basically almost, because you release as well like you released like a self-titled EP that was because like in the meantime you were taking the album, you as well got a beautiful and amazing reviews from big like Rock Hard, Metal Hammer, so about your first full length in Disbelief. So
yep,
that's
yep.
amazing. So
Thank you very much. That
congrats.
was with Rockshot Records, and we got some good reviews from Rock Hard Italy as well.
Yeah,
8 out of 10, so that was a good point in
yeah.
the Hilltops history.
Yeah.
So going back to the tragedy of being human.
Okay.
So
Okay. Wait. This is a little bit blurry. Put a little bit back.
back here,
It's a little bit
that
blurry.
probably can't recognize it. So anyway,
Okay.
I
Okay. I
tried.
can see it. Fake. Okay. We can see it. Okay. Perfect. A little
Yeah.
bit.
So that's it. Probably it's not the best way to show it, but this is a real painting, to be honest, that has been digitized.
Okay.
Uh,
I love
so
it.
I bought the painting back like a few years ago from an artist called Maria Kalanji in Greece.
Oh,
She's an amazing painter, in my opinion, and she does some great artwork. And I thought, well, this is an inspiration for something. So the painter gave me an idea because if you see the actual artwork, it looks
okay.
like two worlds collide, and that could be like kind of pivotal thing for our existence, balance existence. And one world like from the downside, one world from the upside, but at the same time,
Okay.
it looks like a
Yeah.
kind of an hourglass. And I said, well, hourglass, balance existence, uh, what if I actually connect this, depict this as a journey of the human being, where
Yeah.
you actually drop the sand from the top, you go in the middle, that's your life, like short, quick,
Okay.
and then it ends until it settles in the infinite. So it's like three stages from the
Okay.
firmament to the hyacinth, which is the second single. The Firmament is the first song, but the last single, it's gonna be released in a few days. And then you go to the Timeless Time, which is the end of it all, or it could be a new beginning. So the tragedy of being human is why, because you're here to fail, success, decompress, get ready for the next level, whatever. So this is the concept.
That's beautiful. And I mean, I like the fact that you said that you bought a painting and you digitalized it. That's beautiful because most of
Yeah,
nowadays artwork are, I mean, there's nothing wrong with that. They are made with AI. They are just made it in a, I don't know, with a, graphic design. So always just laptop and let's say graphical work on digital, let's say more digital. But when it's a painting, so kind of recall the old times as well. It's something that make you feel, as I think, as well, more connected with a musician too, because
yeah,
they give you a hint of reality, of
correct.
something that you can touch. And let's admit it, having a beautiful artwork, it's something that it's make feel good, not only you, but as well the listener, because you have an album, you have something that is beautiful to watch as well. And like I said many times, if it's a beautiful artwork, you can even take it and make it a small, small, I don't know, a small
Something
camp.
for the wall. Yeah,
Yeah, yeah. I mean, I did it when I was younger, when they had all this beautiful artwork. So congratulations for the idea, because it's not something that we take it's granted. Like, oh, okay, I'm gonna buy a painting and digitalize. Some people even forgot about this stuff. So that's
thank you.
something that's I think one of the many reasons that people could even as well buy it and take the physical copy. That's one of the main reasons. And as well, like the concept that you explain, it's deep, and like as well, there is like always a new beginning. I mean, okay, you go through the very end, but there is a new beginning. And I think this concept can if correct me if I'm wrong, can be seen in different ways, not only like, for example, like the life itself can be even like an event,
Yeah,
or the
That's
end of
correct.
a
That's correct.
friendship, the end of a relationship, the ending of a path.
It's open to interpretation. I think
Yeah,
that's what we're looking for, like to connect with each like individual listener. So it's one of the objectives of the band to connect like our sounds with
yeah,
individuals and individual thoughts. That's
yeah.
great. Thanks for
So it's something that basically everyone can really live, because I mean, listening in any time of their life, but especially if we are going through like at the end of a chapter of a life, it's a way that we listen. We can listen in the meantime, like I know that something is going to end. I don't know, maybe I'm traveling, I'm changing country, I don't know, and I'm just listening. It can can go with you, like like a companion, like a friend
yep.
going with you in a period. And that's what music basically does. There is music for everything, and this is beautiful like this as well. But the EP, of course, because we just, let's say, so like the concept and kind of a lyric wise, but as well I think it's important the sound of it, because of course it's not just, otherwise it would be like a book, like a read book. But of course it's music, so there is music, there is sound. So of course, from like, for example, your first length In Disbelief, did you see any change, like really about the sound itself? You moved towards a different direction, or you just wanted to stay closer? What does it change?
So good
Mainly.
question as well. Yeah. So in disbelief, I would say it was very open-minded in a way that I left, we actually let ourselves, quite free. So it's kind of like, proggy in a way,
Okay.
with a dark mood. So it has like some kind of, in duration wise, long songs with
Okay.
many variances, but at the same time, keeps it quite direct. The tragedy of being human, I would say, is more focused on the Scandinavian sound. It's more
Okay.
melancholic. It's I would say it has again like a more like melodic direction in terms of vocals, less growls. It's
Okay.
mainly melodic vocals,
Okay.
90%, I would say 85%. But at the same time, as Greek Metal Hammer mentioned in this month, it reminds a bit of Opeth. And I wouldn't deny this because that's a nice compliment, and I like Opeth,
Of
one of
course.
my favorite bands, and I consider them as an influence.
Okay.
Other bands that you could have in mind, or I have in mind at least when listening to what we actually made, is like Catatonia at some points, and
Okay.
also one favorite band called Sentenced. Do you know them? They don't exist anymore now, but I always have this melancholy in mind when I write things, even if it is not like directly audible. It's always there.
Yeah, but of course, like you mentioned, like you took more like a Scandinavian influences. Of course, I want to ask, because there are some, could be sometimes people, they are famous, some webs, some pages, webs in whatever, they're famous to let's say, misunderstanding the words that me and you could be saying. So just when you mention like scan, because it's interesting as well to know the Scandinavian, what actually do you refer to, like the which type of sound? Because could be black metal, could be doom,
Mm,
could be folk, neo-Nordic folk. There is so much in the Scandinavian. You mean like the
correct.
melancholy that Scandinavian brings, like about the scenery, like
I would say that that's definitely correct. That's one. That's the vibe.
okay.
But at the same time, I would refer more to bands like Catatonia and
Okay, so the one you
Opeth,
mentioned. Okay.
and I really admire another new band. It's called The Abbey,
Yeah.
and it has like if you heard of them, they're amazing. It has like members from Sentenced and some other like Scandinavian bands. So
Okay. So
I
let's
think, yeah, let's stick with Catatonia and Opeth and the Scandinavian vibe.
so we kept always at the let's say the ground, the prog element. So the prog element, of course, always is not, let's say to the people, it's not like prog. If you're listening to Dream Theater, that's not the type of prog we are talking about. We're
Yes,
talking about that type of prog that really doesn't bother you. I mean, Dream Theater doesn't bother, but of course you know what I mean. That
I know. Yeah,
technical prog is that prog that give you that associated with this type of melancholy, this type of not cold but mist. You know, like if I think about what you just described, as you said, just imagine, you know, like landscape made of mist, snow, trees, beautiful valley. I don't know, and someone singing just in a calmly way. So something
yeah.
really smooth, not being harsh like that like black metal and the doom. Something really calmly. That
It's a nice combination of what you describe. But I really like to use expressions like kind of how can I say, like a nice taste of misery, but in a good way, a bit of melancholy, and also a taste of nostalgia, or if
yeah,
you know what I mean, like all
exactly.
this kind
Of
of,
nostalgia. Yeah.
blend them together, and you have it.
You have three. You have the tree of basically you have the tree of the tragedy of being human. You have these three.
Yeah, yeah, in a way, yeah,
Yeah, and that's beautiful because if we think about it, every one of us has those moments as well that because let's admit it, we like a little bit to be melancholic or nostalgic sometimes
mhm,
because it
yep,
gives you to remember those moments. Because when we think about melancholy, sometimes always people think of that's sad, that's bad. No, sometimes melancholy could be as well about good moments, something
yep,
we had just remembering with a smile, but could be as well good sad things that we learn lesson about it. So it's just something to not put a stereotype about, oh, that's sad, that's sad, that's sad. It's just a little bit of everything. That's the beauty when that you were saying, like putting the seeds of all these elements and having that tree. That's
yep,
this EP. And
yep.
so I mean, so far by now, there if we not because of course, let's say for example, I'm gonna buy the digital version. Let's make an example. I'm gonna start to listen. Which song do you think that, for example, the listener could start first to listen? I mean, that's maybe that even that song has a personal attachment to you in a kind of way because maybe you felt more closer to it, or maybe because you enjoy it even to record for any type of reason.
I think I will go with song number two, which is Timeless Time, and I say that once because I have the impression that actually that's a fact. It went pretty well in terms of like streams,
Yeah.
so it boosted itself quite a lot in compared to the first release that was the hyacinth song. And Timeless Time also has this kind of punch, so it takes you straight away from the neck because it has like a nice guitar-driven intro with a nice melody, and in the chorus is pretty catchy. While it has like some heavy
Yeah,
parts that some people will get like a Gojira kind of taste. If
yeah,
I'm honest with that, so I go with Timeless Time.
that's beautiful. And of course, like you were speaking about the artwork, but of course, all the mastering and the producing. There was someone else apart from it that would take care of that we want to mention as well because of course it's important. I mean, composing music and making all the artwork and everything, it's okay, it's beautiful, and it's I mean it's the essence basically, but of course the ending process is that where
Mhm.
you put the touch. So
Yep.
if how did it go, let's say the end, the mastering and the producing of the ECP?
Okay, great. Before I go to that, I would like to say
Yeah.
that we have like a great set of musicians in this album. So
Of
drums, Fernando, based in LA, California, amazing drummer and sound engineer. He did great work with the drums. Uh, George and Sam, both of them are members of a band called All Involved, which I also play as well here in the UK. It's like a different band,
Okay.
and we
It's
also
a
work
side
together in
project
this.
for you, basically.
Uh, uh, you can call it that way, but I would like to. I don't like to say like this is a side project. This is on. It's like two bands. I play in two bands
Okay.
at the moment. So and the mix. I mix the album. I run a studio called Hilltops Recordings, and I have one headquarter which is Greece, which I have like my main space now, freshly and newly built. And I also have some space here in the UK, which I do music and audio work. So the mix is by me, while the mastering is from a long term collaborator called Steve Lado.
Okay.
He's a well-known metal and rock producer based in Greece. And if you have checked an amazing power metal band called Sacred Outcry, he's behind that. It's very popular nowadays in the metal
See,
community, power metal.
yeah,
So amazing work. So that's it, pretty much.
that's beautiful. And of course, I mean, like we said, the pre-orders are available, but you are just as well planning to release some other single before the actual full release, or some
Yeah,
music video, or some.
yeah, correct. So 9th of Feb, in a few days from now,
Yeah,
I'm releasing. Yeah, releasing the last of the singles, which is called the Firmamen. It's
okay.
number one song in the EP. It has a video as well, so the video might go with the EP release on the 16th. But that's it, and that completes the trilogy. And then this is it. This is a very interesting video with a live performer. We did a video in the woods, so it has like a kind of mystical,
Beautiful.
spiritual vibe.
Good. Just the
Hope you
vibe
enjoy
of
it.
the vibe of the EP basically. So
Yeah,
the
hopefully it captures the right things.
yeah. So it's all video recorded that by you. I mean, there was like there are as well some performance of you. I mean, because it's interesting. I mean, I like music video. I am from the old school, so so
Mhm.
you can say what you can say, of course, more about this music video. Like we
So
mentioned, it was recorded in the woods.
I took a lot of responsibility in general for this EP. So
Okay.
I did shot this video as well in the woods, but I'm not doing the editing. I'm working with
Okay.
Kostas Alexakos in Greece, who is a video editor. For the other two, the one is stop motion video with a hyacinth, so I did that as well. And the other one, the Timeless Time, which is like a lyric video in combination with a live performance.
It's beautiful.
We did shot
Beautiful
the
idea.
green screen. Thank you. It came like last minute. Well, it's Timeless Time. I have a
I
noticeable
like.
pocket watch. Let's drop the band in the watch. I've never seen it in the past, and have
No,
some lyrics.
that's why I'm
Yeah.
telling you. Because every time I saw a lyrics video, there are of course great because there's some amazing artwork behind, these images, and they say a story itself. But every time I wanted to look for some videos, lyrics video, I never saw one with the band playing live. That's an amazing idea. Keep it even
Playing
for
live in a
the
watch.
future. Keep it even for the future, for some
Yeah,
other idea. That's something I think it's innovative. I think that I never saw that.
thank you.
Maybe there are, but I didn't see it already. So
Thank you.
congratulations. And of course, like of course, we spoke about the last this upcoming EP, but the band has been active since I was saying before, since 2018. So
Correct.
if you want to give just a little bit of, basically, we are going totally from the present to the past, but it's okay. There's no beginning, no end. That's everything. So how did you start to really to say just like I want to start Hilltops Are for the Dreamer? How did you start everything?
Okay, so that's a good question as well. So going back to 2018, I think that this musical idea, this project started as a kind of continuation of what I'd done back in the day, more
Mhm.
like in the post-hardcore, metalcore, hardcore, you call it, you name it, whatever you want, era, early, I think 2010, band called From Zero to Hero in Greece. So it was a continuation of this with
Okay.
the bass player and friend from this band. We started Hilltops Are for Dreamers, but then I think the Hilltops Are for Dreamers themselves took a different kind of turn, moved to
Yeah.
like more metal feels, more Scandinavian stuff. So this is how it started, to be honest. It was like trying to bring back the memories, and that's it. I mean, if you check the first EP, it's very like this kind of kill switch engage kind of sound,
Okay.
but then I left myself free, and I said, well, I can't.
Yeah,
only play that. I want to add all my influences. So let's see how that goes.
because as well you released like transition EP
Yeah,
that
that's a transition. Yeah, that's correct. And I think that that actually expresses the meaning of the release. It was a transition from one sound
exactly.
slowly to another.
So that's the one that basically you are moving towards nowadays.
Correct.
So after let's say that the Hilltops Are for Dreamers EP, so that name, a transition is like it was kind of a turning point to most likely that's the way we are going.
Correct. And I think this that's been written quite fast, quite I would say spontaneously within the first COVID wave.
Yeah.
And I said, well, I can't stay with like that. I have to write something. So I've done it and it's been released, very fast.
But do you
So
think that the COVID things kind of sort of in a way inspired you kind of any influences to just move it, just want to change the sound? Because that was
led
the
me
period.
probably led me to a more moody, darker sound.
Yeah,
Uh, that's for true, but I don't believe that it was like, COVID itself. I always liked the
no,
music, but
no.
probably, just pushed me a bit. Well, consider other stuff.
Like
But
we have a lot of time. We have a lot of time. These
yeah,
are maybe darker time. We don't know what's going on. Let's do because we had a lot of time to focus on ourselves to
correct.
see what we were doing. I still today think that we really went through that because I think we forget completely what we went through. And
Yeah,
yeah, because we are
crazy.
back, I think for to much more normality than usual. We are going towards I don't know which kind of war. Let's get the war outside. I don't want, but of course, and then there was like I think another EP, or you went straight forward to the full length. You went to the
After the transition EP, straightforward to the full length.
full length. So this is so in this belief, it's right now is the only full length you got released.
Correct.
So I mean, of course, the EP are easier to reach out the audience because it's like less songs, go straight forward, and as well took sometimes less time to produce. But let's say that you will continue to release EP, or maybe there will be kind of some coming back to some full length in the future, maybe.
I'm thinking of it to be honest because I see how people enjoy music nowadays, and we're going back to what we discussed. They like singles, so they like kind of like fast releases. So you are being kind of still in the trends. For them, it's different. So I'm thinking of it now. I have some songs. I
Okay.
have a lot of songs. I could write like 2, 3 albums, but I'm not sure if I want to keep them all. And
Congratulations for being
I
so
might do
fast.
another EP, but probably 5 songs, not 3.
Okay, so so a couple of more, because something that I always wanted to ask to musician because that's been a lot of musicians that are going right now with this kind of releasing maybe EPs or releasing just one single. I don't know. There is a band Anchor that they are doing like one song and one video clip, one song and one video clip because this is how it's going right now because we want everything now. So these type of things, you as a musician, of course, because I can ask you to you, and better than me. Does it give you a little bit of pressure, like you have to release music because people want it, or you don't feel that, like you don't feel any pressure sometimes?
I think the pressure is probably under the table, behind the scenes. I don't feel the pressure that much because we're not like one of these like high-end bands that like have to go for shows and things like that. We're just still trying to make our name I would say like popular. So I don't feel this pressure, but at the same time I feel like the responsibility to keep
Actually,
moving
yeah,
and producing.
yeah.
So that's it. That's the
Yeah,
truth.
so And as well, it's just changing a little bit, not topic because it's always music, but like I say, that's about the live shows part. Did you plan already something you're thinking to plan? There's something already planned?
At this moment, with Hilltops Are for Dreamers,
Okay.
we're not planning some shows, but I want to believe that when I hear, the sound of the bell ringing, well, it's time for shows, guys. There is demand.
Yeah.
I'm gonna organize it straight away
Okay.
because I'm one way or another. I was in the scene. I am in the scene. I do some live shows with my
Yeah.
other band all involved. So I'm trying to keep it very focused on a vision
Okay.
and being creative. And I think
Okay.
at some point this will happen as well.
So let's say that for everyone that, because of course you will have fan, that's mean it, because everyone that listens to your music is kind of a fan, and maybe there will be kind of a chance to see live Hilltops Are for the Dreamer. Some.
I believe in the future, probably next release when there is a bit of a bigger audience, I would say, because it's going
Mhm.
pretty well now. I think, yeah,
There
that
will
could
be the
be
chance.
like a good chance to happen.
And then would be like in general, you think you are, for you it's more easier to plan like in UK or in Greece, like for in general for people that say they can might look for the shows.
I think it's the same
Okay.
for both countries, to be honest. So the challenge would be to kind of organize the shows, not the country. So
Okay. Okay.
yeah,
So before we are gonna just close this interview talk, and that still, congratulations, it's a beautiful
thank
topic that you pick. That's beautiful. That's we are out of the scene, so that's I really like it. It's really deep, and I like it because sometimes interviews are just superficial, and we did it. But I like when it goes too deep in that, talking about really deep in the music. It's important. So we were just to summarize everything. 16th of February is the release, official
of the
release.
EP, correct? Yes,
So people can do the pre-order now. Limited copy, 100 limited copy. So take it, or you will miss the physical copy. But of course, in streaming, there's going to be plenty. I mean, it's unlimited, and there will be some chance in the future to see you live. So, and then there's going to be as well the last single. They're going to drop this week.
correct. All good. Yes,
And
totally right.
the music video that I'm looking forward to see, if matched the vibes, the melancholy and cold and mystical vibes with
Yeah,
the EP. So I'm gonna take a look and make my own comment on the social.
perfect. Yeah, looking forward to that.
So VAS, thank you so much. It was really a pleasure. And as I said, I really appreciate that you are doing that. And of course, we take the chance to say hello to David because that was possible thanks to him. We always said that.
Yep. David, thanks very much. Much
Thank you, David.
appreciated.
You're doing a great job. So, and as well as you. So, what can I say? I'll see you in another interview, in the updating interview.
Yep.
And
Thank you.
good release. Good day of release.
Thanks.
Bye. Bye. Bye.
Bye.